This is a horror game podcast. It is meant for mature audiences. It may contain adult language, violence, and sexual themes, as well as shocking revelations. Viewer discretion is advised. Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where tonight my friends and I will be playing the Mothership role-playing game. I'm your host, Thom Raley. The scenario is called And Miles to Go Before I Sleep. It was written by Morgan Llewellyn, who is also our game warden, and this is a one-shot. Let me say that if you enjoy listening to our show, we would really appreciate your help. Just a few dollars a month helps us to pay for everything. Follow the QR code or the link in the description. Thanks for your support. So without any further delay, let's begin our journey into the darkness. Morgan?
Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost. The ship Orpheus is impressive to many who have never seen a colony founding vessel. Vast enough to house tens of thousands of colonists in cryosleep, prefabricated buildings, hydroponics, animals, everything. Everything to start a new world for humanity is contained on this one titanic vessel. It hovers mild, kind of lumbering around, rather, the atmosphere of Helios 5, where small ships that look like little gnats in comparison to its size are ferrying supplies and people to the ship, to the Orpheus, to make their voyage to the exoplanet Eurydice. On board the ship, Ronnie 5, you have been quite busy over the last several days, as an endless waves, day and night, around the clock, 24/7. Passengers are coming aboard, and you are making sure that they are bunked down tight into cryosleep.
Indeed. Also replacing parts that are at the end of their useful period. We're always replacing parts, always, before they break down. That's a safety measure.
So you're busy replacing parts, and you see there's one of the employees of the ship is directing a line of people to come into this bank of cryopods. And when this man gets up to you, he seems to be in his early 30s. He's dressed plainly, but definitely in some form of business attire. He says, "Excuse me."
Yes, sir. How can I be of assistance?
I couldn't help but notice you fiddling with this pod.
Yes, just making sure that everything is in working order, sir.
Yes, well, I'm quite nervous, I've heard that not everybody wakes up after they go down.
That's true. Uh, just like in the regular world, some people pass away on the voyage. It can't be helped. Your bodies are so fragile.
Yes,
We'll do
androids.
our best, sir, to make sure that everything is fine for you.
Yes, well, I certainly hope so.
You look like you're in good health. Has the doctor checked you out?
Yes, yes, the doctor on back on Helios checked me out, cleared me to go. New life and all.
And you should be fine. You're not particularly frail, and you don't look like you're about to have a heart attack, so you'll be fine.
All right. And he steps into the pod.
And
See you in 10 years.
as I close the door, I say, "Of course, I don't actually have uh, any knowledge of human anatomy or click." And then I move on to the next spot.
Yeah, so you're busy making sure everyone is safe and sound in their pod. And again, given that there are thousands of people getting onto the ship, you have been working for days on end, making sure everyone. Nice. You also start seeing people carting in these long boxes that are also to be cryo frozen. For every person in the colony that's being transported, there is an equal number of frozen embryos that are being brought along as well. And so they are being carted in and slotted into deep freeze storage. Elsewhere on the ship, Gavin Smalls. These things just never go right. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of people. How are you?
Launch dates are chosen scientifically and for good reason, and yet these rich sons of bitches think we'll wait on them to wrap up their holidays before we spend them hurtling through space at tens of thousands of miles per second. But they've got to get a last tan or manicure or colonic in, and I'm supposed to organize these idiots. But we do have a window to allow for such things, so I think we'll manage to keep things in order.
And as you're saying that, you stand ready to greet a new arrival of those who will be staying awake during the voyage, those who are wealthy enough to pay their way and not be cryo frozen. Um, and on this pod, you see that there are three individuals.
And I've got my electronic clipboard here. This is Mr. Thaw, is that correct?
Yep, that'll be me.
We have a magnificent suite prepared for you. I think everything to your specifications.
Ah, perfect.
You realize that a 10-year voyage can get a bit tedious. Did you make sort of arrangements to keep yourself entertained in addition to the entertainments we can provide?
Oh, this is why I've got plenty of reading material.
Well, that's heavy. Very good. Welcome aboard, sir. If you have any questions, I'm Gavin Smalls, one of Atlas's representatives at your service. And you, is this Alan Crawford? Do I have that correct?
You do. I have my lab and my plants to take care of, so I will not be bored.
Very good. We appreciate the advances of science that can only take place under these sorts of circumstances.
Yeah.
You will be a welcome member of our community. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Yes, and the digital pad you have should show you to your
Perfect. It's
habitations
already
as well.
synchronized with the... Great.
That's correct. The ship knows you're here. Welcome.
Thank you.
And one Erastus Holt. You look familiar to me, sir.
Ah, well, I've been told that, though you may have seen a few of my pictures from back in the day when I was a bit more dashing and roguish.
Oh, I wouldn't say you've lost anything of your glint, Mr. Holt. Welcome aboard.
Ha Mr. Smalls, you charmer, you.
Are you traveling unaccompanied, or is there anyone you have an entourage?
Ah, not today, I'm afraid. But, well, every sun must set, I'm afraid. So I figure one last grand adventure before I reach the great beyond. Hey,
Well,
old chap.
I think you'll find that Eurydice is a planet that will extend your life and exceed your expectations. It's truly a paradise we've found out there.
Very good then, very good. Don't worry about showing me to my room just yet, good sir. I'll take a walk around the ship, see what there is to see.
Okay, there are a number of workmen and devices about, so just mind that you don't get trampled by anything.
Ah, of course,
But
of
the
course.
ship is yours, of course, to explore to your heart's content.
Very good. Thank you again, Mr. Smalls. Pleasure meeting you. And before he goes, he pulls out an already autographed photo of himself from probably a movie shoot and just puts it in your hand. There you are, keepsake for you.
You're very kind, Mr. Holt. Welcome again. I give him 5 months.
So with that, as the three of you are now on board the ship, there's it's a very strange feeling. When you were traveling up here into orbit, the ship seemed mind-bogglingly vast. As how could something of artifice be of such size? But now that you're on the ship, there's this almost paradoxical feeling of claustrophobia. The corridors are not as wide as you thought they would be, and the ceilings are lower than you thought they would be. It's just a very strange split feeling. As you,
The latest in transcendental engineering, it makes it bigger on the outside.
and with this shuttle has dropped you off. The shuttle pilot waves to Gavin, and then it departs to go pick up some more individuals. And Gavin, you see one of the junior men, Sven, comes up to you and he says, "Mr. Smalls,
What is it, Sven?
we have a problem.
You
One of
have a
our
problem,
guests,
Sven. Go on.
one of our guests, she's complaining about the size of her suite.
Gracious. Who is
She's
it?
moving all of her luggage and she's blocking the corridors. Mr. Small, I tried to calm her down and tell her that I'd look into it, but she demanded that she see my manager.
Uh-huh. One of those. Excellent. What's her name?
That would be Melanie.
Melanie. And I'll quickly look up how many kilocredits she's worth and how much she paid.
She's paid more than you will probably make in a lifetime.
Yeah.
Uh,
She's
she will
traveling
likely
alone?
own. She's traveling alone, and she will likely own a sizable portion of the colony once it's established.
Right. And she's planning to also be one of the Wakies?
Yes, yes, Mr. Smalls.
Great. Yeah, the ones who have enough money to extend their life indefinitely can't just go to sleep like good little girls and boys. All right, I'll see to it. And I'll head toward her suite.
Hey, move back around.
Can I'm gonna summon a few like transportation androids or bots to help me with her luggage and give her the impression that we're gonna expedite things.
Okay, so we'll leave you for a moment. Ronnie 5. As you are again, you're loading in passengers. You load in a small family. Um, Seems to be a woman and three children, all under the ages of 10.
My
Um,
goodness, a lot of children.
yes, well, things weren't working out here, so um, things should be better though on Eurydice.
That's what I've been told, yes. That seems to be the motivation for most of you leaving the Earth.
Um, and one of the two older children step into their pods, but the third, the youngest, who he thinks maybe 4, um, he's still clinging to his mother's leg. He doesn't want to get into his pod, no matter how much he coaxes him or, oh, it's okay. So sorry. We're sorry, everyone. And there's some grumbles behind as everybody's in the line.
If you need a little bit of time, you can step to the side, and I'll continue to process others. Um, but the boy needs to be in the pod.
Yes, I understand.
Thank you for understanding. And I'll bypass her and then grab the next person to put them in. You get no compassion out of me. I don't know the meaning of
Raymond
the word.
Raymond Thaw, describe the suite that you that a very kind android has showed you to.
Mhm. Yeah, not overly lavish. It's comfortable. It's got space, and hopefully nice large windows that look out into the cold, uncaring void. And even though I said I've got plenty of reading material, that would be something akin to a like one of those antique kindling things, data slates that you've got, rather than having tons of books and dead trees with me, because that would be very, very impractical in space. But there's a few physical books, but they're definitely the exception to the rule. But yeah, otherwise fairly sparse, fairly minimalist, and yeah, just generally a little bit cold, really, but comfortable.
Okay, so you get in, you start to unpack, arrange your books, the few that you brought, in a place where people who might stop by will see them, you know, and start making yourself comfortable. Erastus, you have decided that you're not going right to your suite. Where are you going?
I think probably towards where all the cryopods are, just to see them.
Okay, so you start heading towards towards the all your suites are at the top of the ship. You're heading into the bowels of the ship to find the cryo chamber. So
Hmm.
as you're approaching, you see all people and androids are all milling about. Um, they're moving machinery and parts. It's very loud. It's very chaotic. Um, somebody rounds a corner and bumps into you.
Oh, oh,
Um,
pardon me, pardon me.
and they say, "Sir, you're not supposed to be down here.
Ah,
We're in the middle of preparing for the voyage."
I suppose I apologize. I was just taking a look around, seeing the sights.
Yeah, so there'll be plenty of time to look around after we're underway.
Ah, very well, very well. I won't take up much time then. Apologies again.
He doesn't stop to make you go back. He hurries down his way. He doesn't have time for this. Do
Well, a
you
quick little peek won't hurt the old bones.
Okay, so you emerge onto this platform, and you see this room, and it's this cylindrical space where there is just row after row after row after row of all these cryopods. To one side, to your left, many of these rows they're going row by row. So you see some rows that are gleaming with these soft green lights. And then there are these gray empty spaces that have yet to be filled. And as you come out into this causeway, you almost bump into this android
Nope.
as he's trying to get people into their pods.
No,
Pardon me, sir.
apologies. I seem to be bumping into everybody today. My apologies. Uh,
Mr. Holt,
yes, yes, that's me.
it's not in my programming that you are going to get into a pod. Um,
Oh, no, no, no.
you've reserved a suite.
Yes, yes. I've just taking in the sights, old doddering fool I am.
Well, you can see, and I begin to give him details, the number of pods. Um, uh, Samuel Trampo, one of our designers, called it the honeycomb. I
Hmm.
don't know what that is, but I don't see honey.
Very, very intriguing indeed, my mechanical friend. Ah,
Do you need an
well,
accompaniment back to your room?
no, no, it's you. You have your job to do, my friend, and I suppose I have a suite to climb to.
There is a service elevator just to your left over there. That should take you all
Ah,
the way up to the habitation ring.
so there is. Thank you, my friend. Thank you very, very much.
Enjoy your stay.
Of course, of
I'll see
course.
you around. If you need anything, call for Ronnie.
Very good then, Ronnie. And yeah, I'll take that elevator Ronnie has pointed out to me back up to the top floor.
Okay, and as you're getting to the service elevator, it opens, and you see a woman flanked by two androids pushing this large cart with you could be anything in those boxes, but um they start pushing it out and they see you and they stop and they say,
Pardon?
please excuse us,
Pardon?
sir.
Yeah, and
This is
I'll
really
step out of
quite
the way.
dangerous for you to be down here.
Yes, yes, I'm going, I'm going.
And then they get off the elevator, you get on, and you start heading back up. Ellen Crawford, where are you headed after your meeting with Mr.
I
Smalls?
would have probably make arrangements to have like a small laboratory to just to work on plants, certain research experiments. Obviously, there is a bigger hydroponics area where I would have to go, but I would have like a small lab and probably like a small living quarters attached to it. Not any big suite or anything. I'd rather be near my plants and my stuff. Um, I would go check that out, make sure that all my luggage and everything that I brought was already placed there. Maybe start arranging, deciding where I was gonna put everything. If I have a priority on it, a particular research, maybe do arrangements for that. I have like a lot of I have a few data pads, but I also have a lot of paper just because I like the texture. I try not to use much because it's not practical to have it, but I enjoy it. Um, I would probably just be arranging my space. I don't know where it would be located on the ship,
Yeah, so
especially because it's
you
a more a lab with a little side space for, you know, sleeping, eating.
so the suites on the top of the ship kind of form this long oval on the top of the ship. And in the middle of that oval is the agricultural center.
Oh,
So you are in there are plenty of labs, there are plenty of medical centers and what have you centered around. So you're somewhere around that
area.
oval
Yeah.
shape, um, off the main hydroponics garden. And as you're getting everything set up, you're arranging your lab, you're making sure none of your materials were broken as you took the shuttle up. There's a knock at your door.
I'll go see who's knocking. Hello?
You open it and you see an older woman. She's dressed in a very stark white um, lab coat type material. It has the Atlas Industries logo on it. Um, and she says, hello, I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Dr. Lillian Wyla.
Oh,
I
hi.
hear that you're going to be one of our fellow scientists on the
Yes, that's the plan. Well, at this point, that's what's gonna happen. What's your feel?
oh, I'm a microbiologist.
Oh,
I
interesting.
make sure that the bacteria and the soils are healthy and well. Um,
As we start with the basics, and we can't make anything work without it.
yes, well, without microbes, we would be nothing. So they are, in
Certainly,
my opinion, the most important passengers.
they're
She
the
gives you a
basis
wink.
for everything that we need to build. I'll smile at. I can appreciate how important the health of the soil and the creatures, for however small, living in them. Make sure that we're here. So yeah, I'm happy to meet you and work with you.
Yes, well, if you need anything, again, I oversee all of this. So
Also,
contact me or one of my assistants, and
perfect.
good luck on your study.
I appreciate it. If there's anything I can do to help beyond the task that you would like to assign or that I've already committed to, let me know.
Yes, and remind me, what is your area of expertise?
I'm a botanist, mainly.
Oh, botanist. Yes, we need plenty of those.
Yes.
Well,
I
I'm
also
sure I'm
work a little with pathologists, but I'm hoping we do not have to worry about those.
yes, any we have plenty of disease response capabilities of should a pathogen spread among the passengers. Fortunately for us, most of those who uh, since most of the people will be in cryosleep, we have very little to worry about given the
Yeah.
size of the awake population.
How many of us will be remaining awake during the trip, approximately? I know that some of the guests might decide to sleep, and there's obviously arrangement for that, but how many of us will be, hanging out?
Yes, well, I believe as far as non-Atlas Industries staff, there are about 150 passengers. Um,
Interesting.
as
Well,
far 500 in total, if you count the crew and staff of Atlas Industries.
well, I assume we will have plenty of time to get to know each other.
Yes, yeah, 500 people is, a fair amount, but we have 10 years, so
Yeah,
chance to meet everyone.
I went to classes that had more, so
I'm sure you have. Well, again, if I can be of any assistance, please let me know.
thank you. I appreciate it. Same goes here. And I guess I'll go back to arranging everything. I would like to have it
Yeah.
set up before we actually leave.
Gavin Smalls, you and your team of androids have made it to Melanie's suite. She has all of her luggage in the hallway, which you can barely see her behind. Um, she appears to be a young woman in her late 20s, but you get the feeling that she's much, much older than that. Um, she has her blonde hair is kind of done up in a bun behind her. She has this very stern look on her face. Um, she's dressed in very fashionable kind of blazer, and she's just shouting at whatever one of your lackeys is closest. This is unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Hello, Melanie, if I may. The name is Gavin Smalls with Atlas. Is it possible that in some way we have disappointed your expectations?
Well, I was told I was getting the Empress suite, and this can't possibly be it.
Well, the way long distance space travel works, it's not really a luxury hotel situation. Um, the fact is that most people have traveling space that is roughly 10% larger than their actual physical body, and you have a suite of 6 rooms with a private gravity functioning toilet. Um, nice views. This is what passes for luxury on a vessel like the Orpheus. Of course, all of the specs were included in the contract that you signed when you paid for your journey.
Yes, well, and she's looking at you. She's trying to ascertain if there's a higher authority to which she can appeal.
Hmm.
Um, just fine, fine.
I appreciate your understanding. If we would like, we can take some of your things into farther storage that you feel more capacious in your environment. and then we can, have them summoned at your, as you need them. Might just make the place feel a little bigger if we take one of the, you have something like 30 trunks and cases here. If there's something you won't be needing for the first year or so, we can put it away for you.
I suppose that will do.
Hmm. Um, well, I'll be happy. I have some crew members here. If I'll attend to your needs personally myself because we do very much appreciate the importance you command on this ship and will in the future of the world Eurydice, which I'm sure will be grateful that you have arrived safe, sound, and satisfied.
Yes, well, thank you very much. She's like looking at your uniform. Mr. Smalls?
That's correct. And do you have an honorific you prefer, Melanie, or just Melanie? Is there a Ms., Mrs., Master, Mistress?
Melanie is fine.
Melanie is fine. It's a beautiful name after all. And I'll give my staff the nod that they can flee this harpy before one of them has a breakdown.
Okay. Ronnie 5. You approach a man who seems to be in great distress. He's about in his
Can I
mid
help you, sir?
40s. No, I've been trying to get somebody to help. But you see, my wife and I, we got separated when we got off the shuttle.
What's your wife's name?
Her name is Jasmine.
She's located in corridor 15 at the moment. Here,
Yes.
let me give you a direction map. You can find her. And your pods are not in this area. They are on deck 17.
Oh, thank you. It's a labyrinth in here. My God.
Indeed, yes. You're lucky you'll be asleep. It'll be far more comfortable sleeping than being awake.
Yes, that's the way I saw it. Jasmine tried to talk me into getting a suite, but I said, let's, not go crazy.
Well, I've transferred it to your pad. You should be able to find her now.
Oh, yes,
I
thank
can
you so
send her
much.
a text message to tell her that you're coming.
Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you.
Enjoy your stay.
So as you all get settled in, it takes about 3 more days for everything and everyone to be loaded and tucked away. And with that, the Orpheus departs the orbit of Helios 5 and makes its way into the stars. We return to our characters 2 years later. Ronnie 5, you have an emergency call, and you've rushed into the cryo pods on deck 19. And you see a very flummoxed looking technician staring at of this large sea of pods. There's a set of 5 of them that instead of that soft green light, they have this blinking red.
Jim, what seems to be the problem?
I don't know. Power
You don't
supply is
know?
shot.
I'll begin a diagnostic. And I plug in.
Faulty part, I think.
That's almost impossible, but we'll check it and make sure. Should be able to identify it very shortly.
I just
So
can't.
I'm
Ugh,
scanning through. Do I roll something?
just 2
Let's
years
see.
in, and already this is.
Yeah. I got a 98.
Yeah. So you that yeah. The problem is you're also equally flummoxed. You have no idea what happened. Um, Something in
Makes
the
no sense.
technical systems has failed. Um, Says, well, we have our first members of the morgue registry.
Do we have any spare pods that we can move them to?
I don't see why bother. They're already dead.
Have their life signs been terminated? Uh, I began checking that.
Yeah, there's no life signs. These pods have failed. They did not reawaken.
Um, is there still a chance that we can resuscitate them?
No, you don't re you don't thaw out correctly, you're toast, man.
No. Um, record
Wow, I'm
the,
gonna have to write
well,
a report about this.
we'll have to record the happenstance and jettison the pods. They're currently drawing certain amounts of energy that is no longer necessary. That'll give the
Yes,
others a spare.
you do the decoupling. I'll inform the bosses.
I'll then do a complete diagnostic on the internal workings of the entire thing. This is a this is an unforeseen event.
Yeah, so as you're taking this apart, other androids come and take the bodies away. You completely dismantle the pods, and what the technician said seems to be true. There was a part deep within the electronic systems, the regulator of the for their metabolisms that burnt out.
Capitalism regulator. I'm going to immediately schedule a complete diagnostic on all of the metabolism regulators throughout the honeycomb. That'll take probably a month.
Yep, but you put in the work order. Meanwhile, Raymond Thaw, 2 years into the journey, where are you currently?
I think I've probably found somewhere that would be kind of like my bench in the hydroponics area, the kind of communal bit that I try to be a creature of habit. I'll go out, I'll walk out there after breakfast or maybe for a late morning, spend lunchtime around there, and then generally watch the world or watch the ship go by, and then head on back for afternoon, evening, maybe host a little bit in the suite or spend my time reading, engrossed in either research or pottering away, maybe thinking about writing a new book or paper. And yeah, just gradually taking things nice and easy and relaxed. And I've got plenty of time to kill and
Yeah,
no
so
hurry.
you are relaxing in this artificial park that is part of the hydroponic system. And you see one of your pod mates walk by, Ellen Crawford.
Yeah, I'm probably just checking the systems, making sure humidity is okay, oxygen levels, everything, is working as it should. I like to keep an eye on everything. It's, at this point, it should mostly be self-sustainable, but it's good to keep an eye on the inner workings. I'll be walking around and see Raymond taking a little breather.
Yeah, I've got plenty of time, so well, I just like relaxing. I've had too much of a busy workload back on planet side, so to be able to have time to myself is a rare luxury. So I'm planning to make the most of the next 10 years or the next 8 years now.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it and you're not getting bored.
Mhm. Oh, surely you must find other stuff to occupy your time. I mean, you can only have so many cycles of watching a plant grow, making a new
Yes,
harvest or whatever. So,
yes, with the normal hydroponics, it gets a little bit repetitive, but I do have my research, and there are a few more exotic plants that I'm working on that
mm,
I'm a little more interested to watch, even
exotic.
though it's a lot of watching and waiting.
Mm. What kind of thing do you mean by exotic? I mean some xenofauna or
A little bit of that, and some hybrids I've been working on. They're small prototypes. They might not take, but that's why we have time.
yeah, it's good. Make use of the resource.
Certainly, that's why we're awake.
Oh, also that, and there's too many horror stories of what happens when stuff goes wrong. So
I, I,
I'd rather cross off 10 years rather than just not wake up at all.
no, I don't. I have been ground sleep a couple times. Never as long as this trip, but I don't
Mm.
like it. You know, you're not supposed to dream, but it feels weird. I don't like how I feel after I wake up. It takes weeks to get that feeling off me. I I'd rather not.
Oh, I've heard of cryo dreams as well, and yeah, they're again just another reason to add to the list of why I won't do it. So
Sensible. What are you working on? Are you writing something new?
yeah, I mean my field of expertise, I'm sure I may have mentioned one or two times. Uh, Xenoesotericism. So I look into researching obscure beliefs of Xenos races. So yeah, the stuff that you don't really get to see much airtime out there, but yeah, more the philosophy angle of philosophy among out amongst the stars.
Well, there's certainly a lot to think about when you do that.
A lot of wide open space out here too.
Well, that's part of the journey.
Mm.
And I'll just probably the hydroponic has like maybe a top that's can you can see a little
Yeah.
bit of the blackness
Mhm.
because it's the park and it's the communal area and everybody's rich, so you know you probably want to see the stars and the
Mhm.
nebulas and everything.
Mm.
So I'll just look up and be like, yeah, it's pretty, but sometimes it can be a little oppressive.
Mm.
I'm glad
Oh,
that my
it's
lab doesn't have too big of a windows.
mm. You never felt the call of the void. So that inexplicable urge to just dive on out into the black.
I can't say I do. I see it, and sometimes I can understand the poets, and other times I see it and I just get a little bit of dread.
Mm.
So I try not to dwell on it.
I always like to ponder and do the thought exercise of if I'm staring out into the abyss, what exactly is staring back at me? Because an abyss, by definition, is there's nothing. But if there's something, then something has to be doing the staring.
I mean, we have microcosmos, and there could be something much larger that we can't even fathom.
Mm. Well, fingers crossed to get to meet it before the end. So,
Well, we shall see. I don't know if I like that, but I guess we each have our dreams.
mhm. At least they're dreams, not nightmares.
Let's keep them that way. I'll carry on with my like
Yeah, don't let me
round.
hold you up. Yeah,
No, though, if you want to take like tea or something later,
I wouldn't say no. Yeah.
perfect. It's a date, and I'll walk out off to keep doing the rounds.
Okay. Erastus Holt, where are you?
Uh, I think much like Raymond, Erastus has basically taken to pretty much wandering anywhere he can on the ship. It's very rare to see him in one spot for too long, but I think at the moment he's in his own quarters for the time being, just sort of taking a rest and just admiring a view out of one of the port side windows.
Yeah, so are you do you know of your time here carousing with people? You know, most people put filters on their windows so that it looks like a planet with a sky, field, a city, rain, what have you. Very few people like to stare out. into the endless voids around the ship. What do you find as you look out into the nothingness?
I think whenever Erastus does look out at just the vast emptiness before him, he sort of gets kind of warm memory that just sort of comes back from his olden days when he was working as a full-time actor. He pretty much only worked on films that took him to wherever they were filming. So the stars and the vast emptiness are quite a common sight to him, and they remind him of the golden years in his eyes.
Yeah, so you have this strange sort of nostalgia
Mm.
looking out into that inky void. You see your own past reflected back towards you. And so you sit comfortably contemplating this. And Gavin Smalls, so you are going about your day. So far, it's been a quiet month. You know, there's been a few people who've gotten a little antsy, but you've talked them down. Um,
We do have a pretty good pharmacopoeia on board for such occasions. Not everyone who thinks they can take 10 years of relative isolation is right about that. Probably had to put a few people into cryo. There's a
a few
clause
who've
on
been
the contract that says that if they're a disturbance enough, they can go 90s. Melanie, however, will never go away.
Yes, it's been a merciful 2 days since you've last heard from her.
God. I can only assume that they'll rise up and murder her within the first year after we arrive, and that will be a day of great rejoicing for me.
And as you think these thoughts, your
Oh
comm
dear.
pad gives a like a high priority chirp, which
Yeah. And it's her?
you think it's going to be her, but no, it is a message from an android that you're not familiar with named Ronnie 5.
That's odd. All right. Is it specific?
Mr. Smalls,
Yes, Ronnie 5. How can I help you?
we have a situation uh, that requires your authority.
Right. That's kind of language coming from one of you, Ronnie, usually means something fairly disastrous. I'm on my way. Can you tell me about the circumstances?
Where shall I meet you, sir?
Where's the emergency?
The emergency is in the honeycomb, sir.
Oh, okay. Did we lose some sleepers?
We did, sir.
Damn it. All right. What level?
Level 17.
I'll be there. Well, again, this is why there's a whole platoon of sleeping lawyers aboard. You know, these can't account for everything in a long journey.
They were
Um,
jettisoned the first day, sir.
I
No.
hope it isn't anything important, anyone important. So I'll
Uh,
find Ronnie.
Hello, sir. I'm Ronnie 5.
How many
Well,
passengers?
how many was it that we lost?
So it was originally 5. By the time Gavin reaches you, there have been multiple reports of block failures. So at this point, the
Uh,
casualty list is about 200.
we've lost, sir, 200.
Good. That's impossible. We have redundant
We
systems.
There seems to be a fluctuation in the metabolic rejuvenator section. It
It,
seems to be a quantum fluctuation. We can repair it, sir, but we can't repair it while people are in their pods. We'll have to take them out systematically, wake them up, and make the repairs.
all
Uh,
right.
then they can get back into the pods and go back to sleep.
This is really unacceptable. This is going to be a nightmare. Do you have any sort of diagnostic about where the failure is likely to happen? Is it every cryo chamber?
I believe that it's only in 453 at the moment. All of them seem to be linked to that same uh, rejuvenator. That that's half the ship will be fine. It's the other half that will
Oh,
have to. You'll have to be evacuating approximately 230 people from their pods, uh, and then we need to replace the one on the other side as well, sir. If they were both manufactured by Atlas, I don't know. It seems to be a fault in the unit itself.
well, that's great. That's not going to help with the liabilities. All right. Uh, I'll assemble some of my people, you assemble some of yours. Um, how long is, how long will we have to wake them up for to fix the system? Can we do it in like small groups? Can we do a dozen or two at a time? Or do we really have to
Uh,
wake up a couple hundred people at once?
we have to wake up everybody who's functioning on that rejuvenator. So that's 230 people at a time.
Uh, yes, I was thinking earlier today about what an extensive pharmacopoeia we have. I'm going to visit it. Um, I need a roster of those that we've lost already. We have a boilerplate I can send to next of kin, preempting their squabbling and lawsuits.
I'm
How,
transferring that information to your pad right now, sir.
thank you. Uh, how long can we postpone this great awakening before we lose anybody else?
There are certain things that we really don't know. We didn't expect this to happen and we got no warning from it. I was hoping that we could salvage the individual pods, uh, but the protocol would be to eject the bodies immediately into outer space.
Right. Well, we don't want any of the passengers who wake up to see any people sickles being put into tubes. Um,
If I may say so, sir, which is outside of my protocol, I did have some difficulty with some of the passengers getting into the pods in the first place. I don't know what the effect of knowing that so many have not made it. I, in
yeah.
fact, ensured some of them that they would be perfectly safe.
Yeah. No, the from the you anticipate correctly, Ronnie, that from a uh emotional standpoint, this is fairly catastrophic. All right. I'm going to automate some catering and get maybe we can get some of the other wakers to come and help us handle this influx. They might provide a stabilizing input. I'm going to make a general announcement over ship's comms.
If everything
Uh,
goes according to plan, sir, they should only have to be out of the pods for a number of hours.
huh? Can we remove, can we leave the ones that went? They're still frozen. They're just no longer revivable, correct?
Uh, yes, that's correct.
So maybe instead of trying to get rid of those corpses, we'll just let the sleeping dogs lie, wake up the ones we have to, tell them it's an important maintenance thing for their safety and security, give them some sleepy time tea, and get them back in as soon as possible. After the repair, we're not going to lose anybody else. You understand what's wrong, right?
I would normally say absolutely, sir, except we didn't expect this. So the unexpected sometimes happens.
Okay.
Also, we're going to have to explain all the blinking red lights.
Yeah, that's not gonna, right. It doesn't look good, does it? All right. Let's toss the popsicles first and then wake up our sleeping beauties. We
As you
can,
wish, sir.
if we leave the ones that have been jettisoned open, the light will be off and they can't tell that they were ever occupied. So that's a better
Indeed, sir.
look. All right.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Have a nice day.
Really have to work on the social behavior of these bots. So ship's comms. Hello, passengers. Those of you who have elected to stay awake on the journey. Happy 2 years, 17 days, and 5 hours. We are going to need to wake up some of the sleeping beauties to do some system maintenance on the cryogenic pods. And as you may expect, some of these people are going to feel a little anxious or disoriented. So we're going to, provide them for some catering. And any of you who are interested in meeting some of your fellow passengers and future colonists, or feel like a diversion from the long journey, you're welcome to come and see us on level 17 of the Honeycomb, and you can meet some neighbors. If you're otherwise occupied, please, there'll be no other interruptions. So enjoy your day. Thank you. And I start doing some math about reliability on 200 odd dead colonists.
So, as you're looking through, Atlas insures all of their voyages. Um, so the liability insurance is robust enough to cover any legal damages. So,
Yeah.
according to your insurance policy, you're still within what they would deem acceptable losses.
Yeah, that's something. Any names that stand out among the deceased?
You see that some of the deceased next of kin are still alive in cryosleep.
Oh. Yeah. So we're gonna have some carafes of tea, and a lot of sedatives, and maybe some little crustless sandwiches. Uh, is there um is there a ship's chaplain?
There is. If Thom can remind me the name of the religion he invented in the previous Mothership game, I'm trying to remember what it was called.
Remember.
We'll just
Anyway, it's some Christian denomination. Um,
Yeah.
the Unitarian Church
Catholic
of
Church. Yeah.
Catholic something.
Yeah. So
You can tell I've robustly plotted out every NPC.
yes. I'll buzz the cleric and tell them
Yeah.
that we're going to need some compassionate care for a couple of hours.
Yep. And Father Nathaniel uh, will be right there. So, do any of our other guests, Raymond, Erastus, or Ellen, do you go to participate in cycle? As far as this, as so logistically speaking,
Mm.
according to Ronnie Five and the rest of the technicians' estimate, this particular block, all of their metabolic regulators will need to be replaced. So this will involve, on a rotating basis, waking up at least 1,000 people, 1/4 of them at a time. So as this whole, we'll do it this way. This process is ongoing. Um, Raymond, as there's a group that's kind of congregated around you, and they're talking amongst themselves. They know you're there, but they're like, this is bullshit. What the fuck are they not telling us? No one said we would be woken up early. We should be there right now. I don't want to get back in that thing.
Oh,
It was
stuff
bad
goes
enough getting in
wrong.
at once.
Well, to be fair, you are being spared one of the worst experiences of being on this trip. Well, I say young lady up on the top deck by the name of Melanie. Oh boy, I don't like to speak ill of people, but yeah, she's if you can sleep without having to meet her for the next 8 years, I'd almost be tempted to jump in with you.
Almost. Almost is the key word there.
Mhm.
Do you know what the fuck's going on?
First I heard was the fact we got told you were being woken up, so I thought I'd come down and say hello, basically, rather than just be a face that turns up when we get to the other end and people start pointing, saying, "Well, why weren't you there when we woke up?" and "Well, what were you doing?" So actually getting to meet people because we're all going to be one big family by the end of this.
Yeah, well, I'm Broden.
Mhm.
What is it that you do or did that got you the
Oh, Xeno-esotericism. So lots of Xenos religion, philosophy, mysticism.
right
Mhm. You know, that stuff
philosophy,
that stuff that
the
is immensely valuable.
alien
Yeah.
alien philosophy, right, right. And they sort of look at each other. Oh, and what was it that you did, Jordan? Oh, that. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ship repair, and you mechanic, and people who do, those of us who do practical work are
Hmm.
packed in here like animals, and but you're free to think, you know, all your little alien philosophy thoughts. That's very comforting.
And sometimes I wish there'd be more folks like you awake because if anything went wrong, at least we've got people that can fix it.
Yeah, well, they only hired so many of us.
Hmm. No, you took a big leap like the rest of us, so you should be commended for that.
Whatever. Let's just hope this nightmare ends soon.
Hmm. I'll be giving
Oh.
him like the lowdown by like you what her she's a nice yeah Ellen she's great people yeah Melanie don't go anywhere near her Erastus I heard something about him sleeping with the fishes very weird guy always constantly wandering around Gavin yeah he's a nice guy kind of basically doing the rounds with pointing
Mhm.
out the good folks and the bad
And you see,
folks.
he's nodding, and they're really just angry.
Mm.
So,
Trying
um,
to play it down try to placate them a bit.
I would have probably gone down with like there we probably do a lot of agricultural food, but we also have like flowers and stuff, and I would probably gotten a few because some people find that comforting.
mhm.
So
and as
maybe
you,
like
yeah, so
make the
but
calmer and such.
yeah, some children take the flowers from you. A few of the adults take some flowers from you.
Yeah,
But as
like
you're kind of handing them out, this you hear this woman just shouting in the crowd. She's crying, her voice is breaking, and she's like, "Why won't anyone tell me where my husband is?
I'll get closer. I'm sorry. What's wrong? Is there anything I can do to help?
My husband, he was in the pod right next to me, and I can't find him."
Oh, they've been moving a lot of people. We can ask one of the androids maybe to see what's going on. I'm not sure if I, we just heard that you were being waken up. Um, let's see if maybe they have it in another part. And I'll try to wave down one of the workers, one of the androids, to see if we can get
Yeah,
any
Ronnie
information.
Ronnie 5. You see Ellen waves you over.
Yes, Miss Crawford, what can I do to help you?
Hi,
Dr.
and
Crawford, sorry.
I point at her. She's very distressed. She's looking for her husband. Apparently, they were in pods one next to each other, and we're trying to locate him. Maybe he's in a different group of people awake.
I You'll have to speak to Mr. Smalls.
Oh, okay, sure,
I have a mandate here.
certainly. And I would assume that he's organizing everyone. Uh, Mr. Small is almost the organizer of everything. Let's go to him, and I'll like give her a flower, and I'll hold her and try to locate where he is, if he's probably in the area, and try to walk towards him, just like trying to calm her down. Like we're gonna find out
Yeah,
what happened.
Mr. Smalls, you see Ellen approaching with um, this
Uh-huh.
wailing woman in tow.
Yeah, her
Uh,
face streaked with tears, her cryo robe clutched
yeah.
around her. Yeah,
And
right.
I'm trying to calm her down, but she's still like very panic.
Hello. So sorry to have disturbed your peaceful slumber. We hope to get you
Oh,
uh, back to bed, and next thing you know, you'll wake up on the paradise that is Eurydice. Would you like a cup of tea? And
Where's my husband? He
your
wasn't
husband.
there when I woke up. I
Hmm.
can't find him. No one will tell me what's going on.
Well, what's going on is that we're, you know, uh, let me see if we can find him on another level. Walk with me, and here, take one of these cups of tea as we go. I'm going to take her. Ellen, why don't you come along? And
yeah,
if you
sure.
see Father Nathaniel anywhere, tell him we're on 16. Uh, yeah, so I'm gonna get her away from the crowd before I tell her that.
And I'll walk and I'll still like rubbing her back, trying to get her try to breathe. I know it's very stressful when you wake up. Just breathe deeply, and we're Mr. Small here will resolve this, I'm sure. Uh, maybe the tea will help you a little.
Yeah, the tea's
And
good
she's
for your metabolism because it is very disorienting to wake up. Honestly, your husband could have been 3 feet away from you, and you might have been confused about that just because the cryosleep and the waking is so disorienting. Your husband's name is, I think, Peter. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And you were in berth 6984B, and he was just across from you. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And C. Very good. Um, the exciting thing about a journey like this is that everyone's really going to have a new beginning on Eurydice. Um, did you and Peter have no children listed as journeying with you?
No, no, it was just the two of us.
Two of you, yes. Well, uh, there's a whole ship full of people and many more on ice waiting to be revived or hatched after we establish the full colony. There's always that what's that old cliche? More fish in the sea. Uh,
What are you saying?
Peter will not be joining us on Eurydice. It happens, and I'm very I'm of course Atlas is very upset about what's happened. Um, even the most ironclad sort of plans can suffer surprising events, and yeah, there are countless hundreds of eligible partners awaiting you when you wake up on Eurydice at the end of this journey.
And at this point, she starts wailing.
Oh, I'm so sorry. This, what happened? And I'm hugging it and I'm looking at him like saying that as far as she knows, it hasn't been 2 years, but
Yeah.
it's like, oh, what happened? I'm so sorry. Oh, this is so unexpected, and I'm like hugging her and
I'm very happy that I got an empathic Wakey and not one of the monsters to take this journey with me. And I'm like, of course, summoning a couple of androids to give her give Peter's widow the special back to bed treatment because obviously she can't be allowed to go and alarm the other wakened
Yep.
passengers.
So as we move away from on the other deck, Erastus, as you're sitting there, you think you hear very faintly a woman cry, but it's hard to tell.
Hmm.
And somebody walks up to you. Is this older woman? She's about in her 50s. Um, Like, I recognize you.
Oh, hello, hello, welcome.
You were in Love and Bolts, right?
Bucket of bolts,
Bucket
yes.
of Bolts. That's it.
Ah, it's good that someone remembers some of my earlier work. Very pleased to meet you, ma'am.
Yes, well, I didn't realize there'd be celebrities on our little colony.
Ah, those days are long behind me, I'm afraid. But, well, do what you can.
Well, I mean, look around here. Most people, there's not people on multiple planets who know about me. I know there are people on multiple planets that know about you. That does make you something of, you know, as
Ah,
celebrity as we get.
I suppose in a way you are right. Well, as a matter of fact, I brought a few of my old films along, a little bit of displaying equipment. I figured while everyone's awake, if they needed some entertainment, I'd show a few of my older films. A little bit
Oh,
of,
well, that would be wonderful.
of course, of course. I think some of these Atlas gentlemen are helping me set it up. How are you doing back there, boys?
Well, I mean, we got the screen and the projector. Not that complicated.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you, gentlemen. And yeah, Erastus will basically just slot in pretty much any film he's been in at random, just to have something on for the waking passengers to watch. A little
And
something to take their mind off it.
as the film starts playing, Ellen, as you hold this woman in your arms, you see the androids inject and take a needle and they inject her, and she slowly goes unconscious.
The, I mean, she was very agitated.
Yes, I mean she'll have therapy when we get her settled back on the planet, but I obviously can't have her panicking the rest of the passengers. We
Uh,
lost we lost a handful to some mechanical error. It's really quite awful,
Oh,
but we caught it in time to save all these people. But if they knew that, we'd never get them to sleep. And it's not like we have provisions for 1,000 more
I mean, the
conscious people.
hydroponic is working well, but not that well. Not
Yeah.
not in the amount of space we have.
Yeah, so Dr. Crawford, if you also could keep mum about what's going on, I'd very much appreciate it. Sorry to,
Oh,
put you in a spot like that. It's pretty.
it's hard. What happened? How many have we lost?
I believe it might be over 100 high
Oh,
salt pedal. Yeah. I mean,
that
which is a pretty small percentage. And when you think
yes, of
about,
course. And statistic, anything can be very small, but
you
if
know,
they know, they will not go back.
no, and then none of us will make it here to see. It'll become a ship of death.
This is
No.
this stressful to say the least. I understand, but
Yeah.
whew,
Yeah.
um,
I mean, heads are going to roll too. When we find out who signed off on this metabolism regenerate, well, I don't know how the doohickeys work, but whoever bought a crate of defective parts is going to find himself in pretty serious hot water, I assure you.
certainly. Um, well, I can see now why you had to wake up unexpectedly so many people, and
Yeah, and we have a few more shifts of them to go through before this is.
have the I understand the repairs are ongoing, but has the failure been contained? It will not go beyond the area that
That's
we're working?
that's that's what I have been led to believe. Yeah, I know. But again, this wasn't anticipated, and we have a lot of redundancies. So if one thing can go this catastrophically wrong, then I'm hesitant to say that nothing else can. The
Especially
maintenance,
because we're not close to our destination.
no, if this were the last year, it would still be disastrous. But eight
Yeah,
years
but
away,
Ugh.
No, and the energy it would take to turn around at this point is also completely out of the question.
No, we
No one's
launched the
telling
way we
you.
did for a reason.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
So, if you'd like any comforting pills, I have a selection right here. I'm personally taking one of these pink ones and one of these sort of blue rectangles.
Well,
Um,
you know what? Give me a couple and I might save them for later if
yeah,
I
and if
feel
you
like I
get
need
it,
them.
if you have an agitated guest too, feel free. I mean, we can produce these on demand. They're
Yeah,
uh,
I know the pharmacological plant division is also thriving, thankfully,
yeah.
because I think we're gonna have to replace some of the base materials for this, the raw material for making these ones. Um, okay.
Mr. Smalls.
Hi, Ronnie.
Yes, this is Ronnie 5.
More good news, I
I
hope.
I have a possible solution that might save you some trouble.
Oh, I like to hear that. What have we got?
Well, we can transfer the currently working pods to the repaired section and repair them sequentially. That means that you won't have to wake anyone up. However, the ones that are currently awake will have to be transferred to the final set of pods, which we will have repaired. It's going to take substantially longer, possibly 3 days, but you won't have to
Whoa.
wake any of the others up.
All right. 3 days. God.
They're asking a lot of questions.
Yeah, that's the part that's gonna get worse but I think probably 230 for 3 days is better than another 750, even for a few hours each.
And with your
Uh,
authority, I will begin that operation.
Very well. Let me think. Yeah, I'll make a general announcement to those who are awake.
We have an algorithm in place to tell you which pod is transferred to which new location. They
Good.
will ultimately all be in new locations.
Right. What level are they going to be moved to?
We're going to have to do this with every level, so I'll send you the results of the algorithm.
Okay, so since it's going to be a few days, maybe we'll take them up to the park near the suites. We can set up sort of a picnic environment. Good God.
Yes, you'll have to speak to Dr. Ellen Crawford. She's in charge of that area.
Yes, thank you, Ronnie Five. Okay, we think this is the end of it, right? We're not going to have any more issues.
Assuming that nothing else happens. Yes, correct.
Thank you. It's quite an assumption. All right, Dr. Crawford. If you want to get anything delicate out of the way up there, we're going to
Um,
try to make this as festive as possible for our.
okay. Well, the general area is pretty much hazard free. The labs are more complicated, but they shouldn't access those. Uh,
Yeah, make sure everything's properly secured regarding the labs.
yes,
Uh,
I will speak with, oh gosh, I forgot her name. She introduced herself the first day, and I'm certain that I've worked with her a lot. I will talk to her and
oh,
we'll
Dr.
see
Lillian.
Dr. Lillian.
with Dr. Lillian, and we'll make arrangements because it's a lot of people that we
Yeah.
weren't prepared for.
No, we're going to need waste facilities for them, and uh,
Yes. Uh,
you're right. Do you know of any holidays we can claim it is?
I would have to check.
I mean,
I
the date
don't
doesn't
really
matter after all.
know.
Yeah.
I we will have to check the calendar to see if anything sort of fits.
Do they know how long it's been? Is there some way that I'm
No,
sure.
they have no.
Okay.
Nobody has told them. Okay.
Let's tell them that it's the halfway point. We're moving from acceleration to deceleration, and it's a We're starting a new tradition.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna
We're
bring.
gonna have to get the rest of the guests, the awake guests, on it. I
Oh,
think
right.
it's a longer conversation that you
No,
might want to have before you move them, because some of them,
no,
I don't think they're gonna.
no, you're right. I mean, Melanie's not going to play along, and as soon as she sees peons in the garden, she's going to throw a fit. Never mind. We'll just have to,
I mean, you have all these pills. Is it impossible to serve her some so she just takes a quick nap for 3 days?
you
I
know,
know.
I
I'd
think
be
I'm not the
tempted.
first person who's thought about poisoning her because she's very careful about what she partakes of. She's like got her own little juice situation set up. I haven't been able to get anything into her system. Believe me, I've looked
Okay.
into it.
Uh, I figure you're the one that most has to deal with her.
Yeah.
Thankfully, she isn't so interested in the research, so she doesn't show up much.
No, and I did take away the pruning shears that she tried to take to the hydroponic gardens. So
And she has something against orchids. I don't know what they did to her, but oh, all right.
yeah.
I'll speak with Dr. Lillian and arrange the space as comfortable as we can.
I appreciate, you're going to be getting a substantial refund from Atlas for the unintended labor that you're being put through. You're a paying customer after all.
Well, let's get to Ulysses first.
Yeah, yeah, let's.
So we'll move from
I'll,
here.
yeah.
You set up this place in the park. Melanie and some other passengers do not take it well. Um, but negotiating with them, several of the passengers have to be sedated for violence. There's a lot of anger and animosity that builds over the course of those 3 days. But eventually, you get them all back to sleep. 5 years into the journey, this is the actual reversal celebration party. There is champagne, there is good food. Everyone is gathered in the central observation deck, the captain included. Um, all of you are invited.
All right,
And I assume you all attend.
Oh, of
Yes.
course.
I'm officially off duty for 24 hours, and I've got some extra champagne. And I mean, honestly, the last 3 years were easier than those 3 days, so I feel pretty celebratory.
Yeah. Some of us that have seen you are a little surprised because I don't think in all this time we have seen you that loose.
Cheers.
Cheers. Um, I'll take it easy on the drinking, but yeah, I'll celebrate. I'll happy that no other incidents have happened. Things have been pretty calm.
And as you're drinking and talking, um, Raymond, you hear Melanie's voice from behind you.
And I wish that
Like,
I'd managed to get that laxative into her drink. Come on, why?
We all tried to put something in the
Mm.
drink.
I'll turn around with a smile, as best poker face kind of smile that I can.
good evening, Mr. Thaw.
And good
Or is it
evening.
Dr. Thaw? I can never remember.
Whichever one you want to bestow on me, I'm happy with whatever title.
Well, Mr. Thaw, what do you think of our fine voyage so far? You are the philosopher among us.
Mm. Uh, I like the solitude. I like the being out here as close to nothing is as close to the center of the universe, I think, as we possibly can get. And it's, if anything, this brings us closer to the divine out here. Certainly closer than we find on any planet. And if anything, it's a little sad that we're halfway through because it means that now that it's only going to be less time before we get there.
True, I think you are the only one mourning that fact. I, for one, can't wait to get off this rubbish heap.
Well, this rubbish heap is keeping us alive in the cold void, so I like this rubbish heap.
Yes, well, you are full of peculiar ideas.
Peculiar. There's lots of different adjectives you can throw on there.
Weird, outre.
Perhaps. Can I get you another drink?
I'll be all right, thank you.
And internally going, curses, one day.
And she slips off to bother somebody else. Erastus, what are you doing at the party?
Erastus is celebrating like it's 3099. He's having a blast. He's having one flute of champagne after another. He's happy to be a part of a celebration after 5 years of somewhat solitude.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, it feels like the old days. They're, people are they're laughing, they're drinking, they're um, in their finest attire. Um, a few people come to talk to you. By this point, you've just become another one of the group. Your celebrity status has been diffused over the last 5 years. So people they come, they chat. You get the feeling that they all still consider you that strange old man who wanders the ship, but they're polite.
Ah, this is what really brings it all together, you know? Everyone coming together in one joyous celebration of 5 years well spent.
Yes, well, and to another five, and
To
then to the
another
rest of our
five
lives.
indeed. Ha ha.
Who's the I assume we have sort of a construction and preparation crew on Eurydice. Do we get messages, updates from them?
So, you haven't gotten many updates from the you think it was Gaia research group that did the survey of the planet. But you get occasional updates, but again, they're all 5 years old, but everything seems to be stable.
The question is, I suppose, if our ship's traveling faster than light, then how would the message get to us?
I mean, if you can break one law, you can break another one, right?
You bring another, yeah.
Well,
So,
you've all been jolly companions, and I've enjoyed getting to know you. I'm glad we're halfway across the journey, and I know that the after we've arrived and everybody else wakes up, we're going to form a magnificent community of not only pioneers, but really a new society.
Oh,
And
cheers to that.
and 3 cheers to you, Mr. Smalls, for your guidance through this journey. Hear, hear.
Here,
Here,
here.
here.
Yeah.
probably five. What do you think of the
Yes.
party?
I'm just glad that everybody's having a good time. That incident 3 years ago with the pods was taken care of. So far, we haven't had any disasters since then. Um, I'm just wondering in the new society how they'll all feel about their new android overlords, but they'll eventually get used to it. Ha 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 ha. I'm trying humor. Erastus has been teaching me how to act properly. Notice
Getting
when I
very
walk
good.
across the room, I never actually turn my back in your direction. A proper stage walk, he calls it.
He's getting very good.
So as the party moves throughout the evening, Captain Loria um, quiets the room with a speech. Um, so it's commendable work you've all done. He's speaking to the crew. Um, we've had some tough moments, but we came through. To our many gracious passengers, it has been our honor to serve you thus far, and we hope that you continue to put your trust and faith in us as we go throughout the remainder of our journey. The hard part is over. There's only our time and space before us is less than the times than we've spent before. What I'm trying to say is that it's all downhill from here.
Quite
In
literally.
in the good way, he means. Down the gravity well.
I guess we'll fall with style.
2 years after this party, 7 years now in space, where are all of you?
I think I've maybe taken to doing a bit of what Erasmus does, is wandering the ship. So keeping an eye on the cryopods occasionally, wandering down there just to make sure there's no other flashing red lights. We don't want anything like 5 years ago happening again. But yeah, otherwise just getting a bit more active, getting on in years now, so I need to keep the body going. Yeah,
Well, maybe we have like a little exercise group that we do sometimes.
that's
There's
good.
there's a routine, but there's also we try to change it up every few months just to vary.
Keeps things fresh. Mhm.
Yeah.
I've borrowed Erastus's uh, Kindle, uh, Space Kindle, and I'm currently reciting Ulysses in the honeycomb because the acoustics are really good. Practicing the expression in my voice as he's been teaching me. Um, he says that it's important to have the book and recite it word for word and not just try to remember it. So I have the book, trying to
Yeah.
read it. It's quite an odd book. James Joyce is an odd writer, but I change with each chapter the way I read it.
We might
And
hear it while,
Yeah,
jogging
it
through the hallways of
echoes.
the little lights, of the little blinking green lights of the honeycomb.
Dr. Crawford, is there something I can help you with?
No, I was just hearing you. Do you enjoy it?
I suppose I should say yes. I'm not sure that I actually enjoy it, but
You're not supposed to
it
say yes
makes
or
it
no.
makes
I'm
you
just curious.
comfortable when I respond as if I were a human.
I know, but it's been so long. You don't have to. It's not like I don't know what and who you are. That's why I was just curious.
Well, what seems like 10 years for you is in my programming a much longer period of time. I can process at 435 kiloquads a second. Um, so that's a lot of stuff going on.
A lot of
I'm
things to perceive, I suppose,
I'm using
and to
that
analyze it.
time to try and better imitate humans to make them comfortable around me. I have been
Well,
told that I have very little discretion, that I shouldn't always answer questions bluntly.
Mr. Smolt did say that you were working on your bedside manner, or in this case, podside.
Indeed,
I understand. I was just curious of the exercise of just reading, acting for you, what it was. I can see you have a practical.
I suppose that any kind of interaction with you humans is acting on my part. I could go 10 years without speaking a word.
Yes, I suppose you don't need it. And there are a
I
lot of things
suppose
more you perceive.
I suppose I am happy that some of you stayed awake for the 10 years. You could have all been in cryo. I would have been alone.
It would have been less varied, less things to process. Well, I hope we were an interesting, I don't want to say spectacle, but observation, I suppose.
I look I look forward to the to Eurydice, where we can start our colony. I hope that I'm of some use when that time comes.
I'm certain that you will find work to do there as well. There will be plenty of mechanical stuff still that will need your
If
care.
there's nothing else that you need,
No, I'll let you and your reading.
so I turn and begin
Yes,
reading.
and I'll carry on.
So, Erastus, where are you?
I think over the years it's been pretty clear to anyone else still awake that the years are taking their toll on Erastus. Unlike many other people who have the wealth to do it, Erastus doesn't seem to have taken any medical procedures to extend his natural life, which is rare. Uh, so he still wanders from time to time, though much slower, and now with the aid of a cane.
Hey,
One
so you're wandering the ship.
one
Sorry, you were saying something, and then I.
one last journey, Erastus, just as many stories ended. Fitting, old boy, fitting indeed.
And Mr. Gavin Smalls, where are you?
I'm in my cabin. I spend more time in my cabin than I did during earlier years. I've done some medium length journeys like this, 2 years here or there. 10 was more than I anticipated it to be. The crisis at year 2 didn't help. I occasionally see that woman's screaming face when I sleep, and I'm going to have to deal with her when we arrive. And I have been working on a little bit of a manifesto. Technically, the structure of the colony on Eurydice has already been determined by the wise folks at corporate, but it's a long way from anything. And I'm not sure that the kilocredit wealth of a Melanie that means so much closer to populous systems is going to mean quite as much in the new system that we are going to develop at Eurydice. Something a little bit more of a meritocracy, perhaps, than an extension of the corporate rule that has governed every moment of my life to this date. Something that has made me more machine than man. I'm writing my thoughts down with a old-fashioned pen in a notebook so that no devices have access to my thoughts until it's time for me to reveal them to the greater population.
So, as you're working away on your manifesto, Erastus, Raymond, and Ellen are walking or jogging throughout the ship. Ronnie 5 is you citing Ulysses. And all of you make a body save for me.
Oh boy.
Dice, you say?
I know.
I was really hoping to get through this without picking these things up. Oh, well.
No.
Okay, what exactly are we rolling?
So roll a D100 like Call of Cthulhu, and you want to
Okay.
get under your body save value.
Yeah, not
Regular
equal, you
success.
I'm pretty sure that I failed. Let me verify. Oh God, it closed. Let me check. Yeah, I got 46. If body safe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I failed completely.
Success,
Okay.
funnily enough.
Yep, 8 is good.
So what happens is your activities are interrupted by this loud explosion that ripples throughout the ship. You are all thrown from where you are into the far wall as the ship seems to change suddenly with a high degree of acceleration. This lasts for several minutes. Those of you who's passed your body rolls, you've managed to catch yourself and hold on. Ellen and Ronnie, you are thrown over the railing and you fall down the honeycomb. And Ellen, you are ping-ponged around this
Like a
corridor.
pinball. Ouch.
Yeah. So those of you who failed, you will take 1 wound
Okay.
and roll 1d10 for me.
Are you? Let me. Here it is. I got a 3.
3.
Mm-hmm.
You said 1d20?
1d10.
D10.
1d10. 2.
Okay, so Ellen, you hit your head pretty hard.
Happened.
Like you're pretty well and thoroughly concussed. You're very confused. You don't know what's going on. Ronnie, you land and your right foot just twists, and you go down.
Okay.
All as you hold on, it's the ship is pitch black. You are feeling sick. Everything is spinning. Then slowly the ship stops moving. You feel it stop. You feel the acceleration stop. And the lights slowly come back on.
Captain, this is
Ronnie,
Smalls. Any idea what happened?
Captain Loria says, Mr. Smalls, can you come to the bridge?
On my way. Christ.
I'm running in the direction which Ellen took a tumble, kind of basically running full pelt that way to see if she's okay.
Yeah, so you get to Ellen and she has a massive gash on the front of her head.
I just stare at him and stare at the blood.
Yeah, we need to get you to the medical bay. Ow.
I'll put my hand up just to get up. What happened?
It's
Ow.
equal and opposite reaction to sudden stop.
We've been bombarded.
We probably hit a speed bump or something.
Don't think we're in a highway. Oh, does it look
Uh,
too bad? It feels bad. It really hurts.
ah, it looks much worse than it is. I remember back on one of the shoots of Terror from the Void, one of my coworkers accidentally. Yeah, well, probably best not to talk about stories like that at a time like this. Come to the medical bay, Mr. Thaw.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
this way.
I'll like grab his arm, Raymond's arm, and be like, I'm so dizzy. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna puke.
Yeah, don't just take things nice and slow.
Hmm.
And as you make your way to the medical bay, you see several other people limping or being dragged. Some people have obvious fractures. Some people aren't moving at all. Um, so one of the medical staff checks you over and they said, I believe she has a concussion.
Oh, great.
Ronnie, Ronnie 5, no one comes to help you. You're all alone.
I
You're
right
sitting,
myself. Yeah,
yeah, one of your legs, you can't, it's not that you feel any pain, but,
right.
um,
I'll
and
readjust
as you're,
my balance. Yeah.
and
And
as you're sitting in the honeycomb, you see what you can only describe as rolling blackouts. It
oh
starts from
no.
one end of the honeycomb as they all go dark, and then some of the lights come back on. A few minutes later, another blackout comes through. And now some of the pods, when they come back, they're red instead of green.
Um,
And this continues.
I will uh, right myself. So I'll hop up onto the one good leg, my left leg. I'll readjust my balance so that I can balance on it, and then I will begin hopping athletically um, wherever I need to go. So you guys are probably all hearing clank, 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 clank as I'm going. Um, uh, Mr. Smalls, we have a problem in the honeycomb. We have what appear to be rolling blackouts.
There's this. So this is Ronnie 5.
Yes, this is Ronnie 5. Sorry, I should have said that first.
Uh, I'm on my way to the bridge to see what the captain knows. Shouldn't there be a secondary power system for those?
I'm trying to get to it, but I have also been damaged. I fell from level 14 all the way to the bottom of the hive.
Right, but you're functional.
I'm semi-functional. One of my legs is no longer working. I will start
Well,
repairs, but I'll try to get to the backup system first.
yeah,
And
yeah.
you're probably hearing clunk, clunk, or clunk, clunk.
Whatever you need to do to maintain power, we can't afford to lose any more colonists at this point.
Do we know what happened, sir?
I'll tell you when I've spoken to the captain.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. And I will make my way to the secondary power coupling.
Okay.
Hopefully it's not damaged.
Gavin, you reach the bridge and you see the entire bridge crew are pale. Some of them are crying. Captain has this stoic look on her face.
Captain Loria, were we hit? What's
Well, it seems that there was a catastrophic incident in engine 2 during deceleration. It could
okay?
have been from small interstellar objects, could be parts of another ship that made its way to Eurysia. We don't know. We have managed to correct our spin.
That's a start. Uh, what do we what's the prognosis? I'm told that we're having rolling power outages in the cryo bay.
Yes, well, the reactors have become destabilized. We're doing our
Okay.
best to make sure they don't go critical.
Does it make sense? I mean, we're already moving at speed. Does it make sense to jettison the reactors and call out for some kind of, reception vessel? I, I'd rather be attached to nothing than be attached to a failing nuclear reactor.
If we eject the reactor, we have reserve power that should see us through a number of years.
And we have plenty of time in that then to reach people at Eurydice and say we need a big safety net.
We are no longer headed towards Eurydice. The
Right,
explosion has
the
knocked us off
spin.
course. We no
Okay.
longer have means of course correction, Mr. Smalls.
Where are we headed, Captain?
And she points at the windows behind her. Nowhere.
Right. I see why everyone looks so agitated, Captain. What is the percentage chance of recovering at least one of the reactors?
We give about a 50% chance that we can salvage one of the reactors.
Well, I mean, 50% isn't great, but isn't I would expect that that's a better prognosis than gradually fading into darkness and perhaps descending into cannibalism before we run out of power altogether.
Yes, well, that would be ideal.
So if we shut down reactors, does that make repairs easier? We can run on auxiliary power or the backup? Or are you telling me that we're going to have to lose all of the frozen passengers?
And she just stares at you when you say that. Currently, our biggest power draw is the honeycomb.
They are also 98% of our mission. Just because they're not conscious doesn't mean that they are not a part of this enterprise. Right, Captain? Right.
Question is, Mr. Smalls, which would you prefer? Would you like our power systems to fail and let all of our hydroponics die? Or do we save the sleepers?
Is it your estimation, Captain, that unless we allow the cryopods, unless we turn the cryopods off, that none of us will survive?
That's what our projections show.
It's a hell of a trolley problem. What if we uh, can we prioritize relatively so that we reduce energy to one system at, and save some percentage of the colonists? I mean, I saw a lot of these people before they went to sleep.
And what should that percentage be, Mr. Smalls?
With all due respect, Captain, of course, that's the sort of decision that it's in your role to make. But the largest percentage that remain alive of those that entrusted their lives to us, the better.
Yes, well, and she gets on an intercom. Attention, all hands. It appears that due to collision with unforeseen debris or some sort of part failure, one of our engines is no longer operable. The accompanying explosion required us to use up the fuel reserves. We are stable, but we are no longer en route to Eurydice. The speed at which we are moving and the direction we are going means that any rescue attempt may never reach us. Please remain calm and stand by for further updates.
Giving it to the count and 10 until everyone in the med bay starts panicking. So I'm probably either shielding Ellen and Erastus, making sure that if anyone does go nuts, then they don't take us down with them.
God help us all.
That does not sound good. Did I hear right? I'm not hearing things right.
No, unfortunately, I think it did.
Oh no. Well, this wasn't the plan.
It's kind of the last thing I'd want to happen.
And somebody in the med bay is just curled up on the ground. Their head is in their hands. And they're like, this this isn't this can't be happening, right? This is surely that's they could just they can just turn the ship, right? We're not we're not going to be stuck here, right?
I'll see if I can either not calm everyone down, but if no one else is standing up and trying to make a grand speech, I'll try and get folks' attention and say, one of the advantages that we have, and we've always had since we started off, is time. I'm sure that even if it takes like a couple of months to get the engines back on track, or that we need to do a course correction, it's something that can be done in time. We just need to be able to budget said time, and need to be able to plan this accordingly. We've got plenty of folks that are engineers, mechanics, folks that are still in the hive that can be woken up to help with those repairs if needed. So I've got confidence that folks are going to be able to put this right. But it is going to take a bit of time, and yeah, it's going to be nerve-wracking. It's going to be nervous for all that time. And hell, I'm probably going to have a moment where I panic a bit, but I'm just going to keep holding on to the fact that all it will take is time. So, folks, just hold in there.
I am overclocking my systems so that I'm going at double speed. Um, I have sacrificed some of the mobility in my damaged leg by welding uh, certain components together. I now can walk, though I walk with a limp, like Erastus, but I can still move pretty quickly. And I am trying my best to repair anything that I find that's not working. I still estimate it'll take years to fix the reactor, uh, but I'm not going to stop. Even if you all die, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to turn this bucket around to get it to Eurydice one way or the other.
And Gavin, the captain has been silent and contemplative for a moment. But I trust that you will do your best in the days to come.
Yeah, Captain, I will. But again, my responsibilities are primarily to people who are likely to be uh, counted as company loss at this point. If we were to analyze the ranks of passengers that are frozen, are there mechanical engineers, nuclear engineers that we could revive who might be able to increase the odds that we can limp back on track?
Yes, that is a good idea, Mr. Smalls.
I actually overheard Mr.
Bio,
Thaw, but I have actually a significant background in mechanical engineering, and I'm happy to risk. I've also, trained to work in zero gravity environments, so I'm happy to organize a team that can attempt to effect a repair.
yes, well, wake up as whatever number you feel prudent, bearing in mind that everyone we wake up is another one we have to feed. And do hurry. I mean, if the power cascade that we fear happens, you may not have the opportunity to revive any of them.
All right, Captain, right away. Take one of these little red pills. Focusing. Yeah, so a team of a dozen. I'll, scan through the rosters, find some eggheads and teamsters.
Okay. So you revive your team. It takes several hours for them to calm down enough to start being useful.
It is nice to have a sense of purpose, though.
The cascading power failures continue. Many of those in cryosleep will never wake up again.
At a certain point, I'm going to assert that we should prioritize the embryos because
Yes,
they're
I was going to
less
mention
resource
that.
intensive.
I was also eventually, I guess, we find out about power to maybe lower consumption as max as possible in all the. I mean, it won't do much considering how much power the cryopods actually need, but maybe we can help a little lowering the power consumption and anything non-essential, just shut it down.
Okay. And everyone does what they can to conserve power. It is now 10 years into your journey, the very day that you were slated to arrive at Eurydice. The reactor has been salvaged, but there is no hope of rerouting the ship.
We've sent
Where are
signals
each of
out,
you?
though. They know, right? Eurydice knows.
I mean, imagine we send messages out if they got them or not is
Maybe they'll rescue us. Who knows?
It's a big vessel, and it was traveling at speed when it was rerouted. It would take a lot of will
I mean,
to.
we're supposed to be slowing down, but I guess we didn't slow down enough.
And even
If
if we
we could
got knocked off,
slingshot around the back of a star, we might be able to do it, but there ain't no stars within 40 light years from where we are.
even if we got knocked off by even a half a degree or a fraction of a degree
Yeah, it's
3 years back, that's still
millions
millions of
and millions of
miles.
miles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then this is our home. We should make the best of it.
Could not agree with you anymore, Ronnie. Uh,
Yeah. I guess it was the trip of a lifetime.
mm.
And next to the definition of irony, there is that quote. Yeah.
Humans will probably sing the song of our damaged voyage, but
I
we
thought you
won't
were
be
gonna
there to
say
hear it.
demise. You have
No.
gotten better in your bedside manner, I guess.
I suppose we could continue to travel indefinitely.
Until
I
we
mean,
all die out.
we have no choice. So if we wake up a few people every few months, we can sort of have a rolling civilization. And
Doc,
eventually, given the vastness of things, maybe
Reach somewhere?
generations from now, someone will arrive somewhere.
I mean,
They'll
I
have
am
Ulysses.
I'm pretty proud of the hydroponics
hydroponics
bay.
lab. Yeah,
Yeah,
you've managed to get things to grow where they would not have normally been growing.
yeah. And I guess people can learn.
I'm receiving a message. Oh, I have to go blow the waste tanks. They keep filling up.
Yeah, we're
Beautiful.
gonna need to return to a recycling system rather than a jettisoning system. We're no
We
longer
do.
worried about fuel. We're worried about running out of organic material.
We do there. We compose everything we can, and but yes, nutrients. Dr. Linium would say are the basis of life. Microorganisms. We need them. Can't afford to just waste them.
Maybe none of us will make it to the end, but we'll seed a new planet with microbial life when the ship finally runs into something in 10,000 years.
I wonder what that would look like.
Sure, it'll be something grand. A diamond in the rough of the void where none have traveled before.
Probably don't need to remind you that the chances of that are astronomically small.
Well, all
Yeah,
our chances were, I
it
The
guess.
seems
stars and the planets are moving away from us faster than we're moving towards them.
yeah, his bedside manner has slightly improved.
Ha 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 ha.
Give it a couple
Oh,
more decades.
oh, Ronnie.
Ironic, ironic
Something hit
dark humor.
something hit the Earth and wiped out the dinosaurs. For all we know, that could have been another spacecraft. So maybe wherever we land, we're going to wipe out some other massive hulking reptile species,
So I
and then
guess we'll leave our mark.
Yeah, we'll leave a mark and then be the seed of the race that then follows.
It is now 15 years into your journey. Erastus, your health has
I help
declined.
I help Erastus with everything that he needs. I read to him because his eyesight's going.
And I guess I've been looking at the psych profiles of the frozen passengers that remain to see who might be stable enough to deal with the new situation on which we find ourselves.
Yeah, you have been waking people periodically.
I have been
They help to
extending. Sorry.
the population remains constant as the rate at which you are waking people up keeps pace with the rates of the suicides.
Yeah, I would probably work on extending just to make it last longer. Try to get more plants to grow in more places around the ship, places that we were never meant to use like that, just to help because we can get repair parts and our filters won't last forever.
So you are
So
scavenging the supplies that were meant for the colony.
basically,
Uh,
and just trying to make more of the ship self-sustainable at most that it can be done. And I guess there are classes for those who want to learn. I don't know how much of the crew we lost originally. Um, just try once again to find a routine.
We probably eventually come to the point where things have broken down to the point we have to
yes,
ask ourselves whether we keep going or end it quick. We're down to almost no resources left. Recycling worked for a while, but then it doesn't work forever.
No, there's a limit of how's it called? How that saying go? Um, Trying to get blood out of a stone.
Yeah.
Well, entropy does have a tendency to win over time.
I've never been able to thoroughly repair my own leg. Uh, so eventually, even I'm going to break down.
so we will conclude in this way. Each of you will share how many years you go on and how you meet your end. Starting with Erastus.
I think try as he might, Erastus knows the end's near, and probably not even a few months after the 15th year has passed, he finally drifts away in his room, sitting in probably now wheelchair bound, with a few of his movies still playing on that little projector he used during the second year crisis, just looking out into the void, watching his life go by. And despite all the hardship that he's had to live through before he's gone, he does still have a small smile on his face.
Raymond Thought.
I think it would probably be having a chat with Ellen about whether there's anything that we could kind of salvage from the from hydroponics that could potentially just send him off into a long deep sleep. So just make it as painless and as uneventful as possible, and not being morbid enough to say, "Do you want to join me?" But leave that kind of question dangling in the air. That
Hanging in here.
if you don't want to go, if I don't want to go alone, maybe you don't want to go alone either. So,
Yeah. Oh, we keep a lot of the pharmaceutical plants alive because the medicine, sedatives, everything. There's probably something we can make. It, it's probably a few years after Erastus, a few years after there's no more resources to scavenge
mhm.
and just make some tea, look
Hmm.
at the stars so far, and just sleep.
Yeah, go to the bench in the hydroponics that we kind of first met at.
Yeah.
Sit down there hand in hand and just look up at the stars.
Gavin Smalls.
I wouldn't have thought, if you'd asked me, that I would prove to be so stubborn as all this. Uh, 18, 19 years out, patches on top of the patches. There was a point a couple of years ago that I rerouted some energy to the creche and tried to revive a few of the embryos. I had the idea of, I don't know, a real generation ship. Kids growing up in a environment that was all they ever knew and thus wasn't disappointing. But none of the infants thrived. Um, Probably a few good reasons for that. Um, and so every day of the remaining stock of frozen passengers, it seemed increasingly like cruelty to wake them instead of letting them continue to sleep. Um, but I can't quite give up. So on the anniversary of the 20th year, having patched and repatched one of the cryopods, I take the pre-freeze tablet and climb in myself and go to sleep, pretending there's a chance that eventually I'll wake up.
Ronnie 5.
When I come in that morning to bring Erastus his coffee, and I try to wake him up, he's not waking up. I check his vitals and I realize that he's gone. So I set down the coffee cup and I pull up his blanket so that he'll stay warm. And I put his Kindle that he so graciously let me borrow all the time into his lap. And I stand there for a few moments as a single oily tear comes down my face. And then I return to my repair job. I'm still trying to fix things, but I'll try to fix them until the end. I know
Years
that
go
Gavin has
by,
frozen himself. Yeah.
decades turn into centuries. Eventually, you wear yourself down. You've run out of replacement parts. All the humans are asleep or dead. Your fellow androids have long since broken down. It is just you alone in the corridor as your battery starts to get low. and Orpheus slips away eternally into the night. And that is the end of our story.
Great story.
A
Nice, happy,
tragedy of
uplifting
Greek
tale there.
proportions.
Certainly.
I don't know. There's something great about these kind of stories.
Oh no, it was spectacular, but damn, the feels hit me right where I live.
And you had to terrorize the android with Joyce of all things. Wow.
Oh, okay. Is there anything you want to tell us, or
Yeah, I
was
mean,
that what you had in mind?
This takes very heavy inspiration, obviously, from the movie Inaria or Aniara, however you pronounce it. So I would highly recommend that to anyone. So after seeing that movie, it's just been kind of percolating in the back of my mind of an interesting scenario to role play of the ship that's everybody's there. They're going to start a new life on another world, and then disaster strikes, and there's no hope of rescue.
Was that remade as Passengers? Or is that a separate film
I
entirely?
don't know. I'm not familiar with the film Passengers. The film is an adaptation of an epic poem from the 20th century about the same thing by the same name, Aniara. So definitely not an original story, but was one that I thought was worth exploring as a tabletop game for a little bit.
No, it was
Art, quiet.
fun. I mean, fun, I guess. Is that the correct way to... I enjoy it.
If you're gonna grow old and die in space, at least make it enjoyable. So
Certainly.
Our players included Connor McLean, David Gasaway, Matthew Sanderson, Diana
Zambrano.
Zambrano, and myself, with Morgan Llewellyn as the game warden. We have a Discord server where you can chat with other members, you can set up private games, and you can learn the finer arts of game playing and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Spotify, Podbean, or iTunes. Support for the show is provided by our patrons who are listed in the closing credits. If you'd like to show us your appreciation, please visit our Patreon page, or you can use the thanks button just below the screen. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Thom Raley, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the strange and sometimes terrifying universe of the Mothership role-playing game. Until next time, good luck, good gaming.